How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It has been a while since we last spoke, but since we did, I've started my third year of medical school, which is just bizarre, which means I'm more than halfway through the degree. I've started my children's health or pediatrics rotation here. Today's video, I wanted to give you guys a tour of my desk setup away from home. Obviously at home, you guys might have seen I've got a proper setup with a monitor and a big desk and all of that. But here in Darwin, obviously I couldn't bring most of it, so my desk setup here is quite minimal, but it's actually something I'm starting to appreciate quite a lot, so I thought I'd make a video about it. And I think even when I get home, I'm gonna try to make my setup a little bit more minimalistic. So let's jump straight into it. The first thing, obviously, part of the setup is the desk and the chair. Now this is something we were provided by the university, and we're currently in university accommodation. So there's nothing really too special about the desk and the chair. The desk does well. It's a wide desk. It's pretty wide, wide enough for me to have all my stuff without it feeling cramped. The chair, the chair is a problem. I definitely can't be sitting on this chair for too long before feeling quite fatigued. It's not ergonomic or anything, so I'm trying to swap this chair out with maybe the dining table chair, which is a little bit better. Now let's move on to the actual good stuff, the stuff you guys are here for. The first thing that I ordered before coming to Darwin, but got it shipped here, is a laptop lift. Now this laptop lift is quite a good one. It's pretty cheap. It comes in at around $34 on Amazon. So I ordered it straight off there. Laptop lift, you can change the height of the laptop where you want it to be, so it's perfect for yourself when you're sitting up straight. The other thing which it helps me do is obviously differentiate the height between my keyboard and the mouse and where the laptop is, which helps me take care of my back. Moving on to the next thing on my desk is the keyboard. Now this is a Keychron K2. A lot of you guys might recognize this from MKBHD's video. That's where this keyboard really blew up, and for good reason. It's a really good keyboard, and I ordered it. I accidentally ordered two. I had to ship one back, but it's affordable mechanical keyboard. Comes with RGB backlight, and I got this in the cherry browns. It's a 75% keyboard, which means it doesn't have the number pads. And it's got many different lighting settings, so you can have lights go off every time you type, for example. You can have more dynamic lights moving regardless of your typing. And the third one, which is the one I like using, is just static light running in the background without much movement. I prefer that. I feel like it's much more calm than lights going off every single time you press a key. And most importantly, obviously, the sound of the keyboard is really nice. Can be annoying sometimes for people in the house, but that's fine. I wouldn't take this to the hospital or uni, but at home, if I'm typing away, it helps me become more productive just hearing the keyboard. So the Keychron K2, definitely, if you're in the market for a mechanical keyboard and you're in a bit of a tight budget, I think it fits quite well. So we've done the laptop lift, we've done the keyboard. The third thing is the mouse. So this is one I picked up quite recently from Officeworks. I was just strolling into Officeworks with my mate, and I was like, hey, you know what? Like I've been looking for a new mouse for a while because I've just been using the real basic mouse, and I texted another friend, what mouse do you use? And the mouse that everyone was talking about is the MX Master 3. Now this is definitely spoiled territory. This mouse is quite expensive, it's $150, but apparently it's the best mouse to use with the Mac. I've only recently started using it, so I'm still getting around all the different functionalities it has. But essentially it connects straight to your Mac with the Bluetooth. You don't need a router or anything to plug into your Mac. It's completely wireless, obviously. And what's kind of some of the things that I have started to use are the horizontal scroll. So it's got two scrolling triggers. So one for vertical scroll, just your traditional scroll, and the other one for horizontal scroll. And it also has many other buttons which you can actually customize for different apps to work differently. For example, when you open Safari, if you press the forward and the backward buttons, for example, you can go backward to the previous page of the next page, back to the page you were in. And you can also use the scroll to move across tabs, and you can really customize it for different apps. The one that I'm really excited to customize it for is Premiere Pro, which I obviously use to edit these videos, and I think using the horizontal scroll and some of the other gesture controls will be quite cool. Cool, the next thing I want to talk about is the BellRoy Tech bag that I have. Now this is a really really handy thing to have, and I've had it for a while, for over a year. It carries all my wires, all my charging heads and everything in one place, and I usually have that lying on my desk. Now the BellRoy is fairly affordable, a good investment. It's around $90, and it's built here locally in Australia and very environment friendly as well. But yeah, that's the little carry bag that I have. Usually my MacBook charger, my iPhone charger, my cables, my hard drive, my USB-C to USB converter, all of that fits in one, and I can just pop that in my carry bag without having wires going everywhere in my big bag, and that usually sits on my desk as well. Now moving on to some of the less techy stuff on my desk. So I've got a notebook that I got from Typo. I like having like an actual notebook there. Obviously I can write on my iPad, but I like having a little notebook. Sometimes I just like writing on paper, and it's a pretty colorful one, and I just use it to scribble down any to-do list sometimes if I want to use paper, or any other brainstorming activities that I'm doing. I usually use it. And my pen of choice right now is the Pilot Frixion. Two reasons. One, it's a pretty good pen. It's a bit expensive, but it works with the Rocketbook. So if you might have seen in my other videos, I'm a big fan of Rocketbooks as well. And if you use this pen with the Rocketbook, you can easily erase it off and reuse the Rocketbook over and over again. Last but definitely not the least, I've got my favorite thing on my desk, which is my little Squirtle. Little miniature figure. I've actually had this since I was 8, and it goes with me everywhere. So I've brought it here in Darwin, and I like it just sitting there. So that's the desk setup. The only thing that I think is a little bit more expensive, or proportionally more expensive, is probably the mouse. So if you don't really care about the exact mouse you're using, everything else I think is pretty worth getting, especially if you're on a budget. Let me know what you guys think about this video or the desk, and if there's anything I should be getting from my desk, just leave it in the comments. Otherwise, leave a like, subscribe to the channel for more content. I'll definitely try and put out more content during my time here, and more when I'm back. Otherwise, thanks for stopping by, and I hope you guys found this video entertaining. See you later.